The studio has just shifted. Okay, Cindy Kruger.
This is so weird.
This is so weird. Cindy Kruger walks in. Okay, she is our psychic medium. She walks in and then she just starts. She looks at me. She says, "Anele, you, TV, lots of TV happening and romance." I'm like, hey.
Hey, okay, so let's just get this out of the way. Matthew 7, verse 3-5. Before you remove the speck out of your neighbor's eye, remove the log out of your own eye. Basically, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. Don't hate, because you bad too. Whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, I get it. I'm not perfect. I sin as well. And that's just something I want to put out there, disclaimer. So this is not a judgment on anyone. I'm not condemning anyone. I'm condemning what they do. So I'm condemning something. So yeah, if you watch my old videos and my rap videos and stuff, you'll know I'm not perfect. So yeah, I just want to point out something though. Anele, yeah man. This week she had on her medium friend, her spirit medium, what's her name, Cindy Kruger. And this woman was having callers people call in, and then she would talk to their dead relatives and give them messages from their dead relatives, and they could ask about them, and then she would give it to them. Now, I mean, I don't know, I'm a Christian, so for me already red flags. Yeah, so let's look at a few videos. I'm not going to use my own interpretations. Well, I'm going to use some of my own interpretations, but let's look at some videos. Maybe they can back it up from actual pastors and Christian authorities, so that it's not just hearsay and it's not just my word. But yeah, I want people to be very careful with this thing, because this whole spirit medium type of thing and contacting dead spirits, it's going to become commonplace now, of course, because we are in the last days, and people think that means, oh, you're the last days. It's been in the last days for the past, every year we're in the last days for the past 40 years. But yeah, 40 years is like 40 days. So when they say the last days, we don't mean human days, we mean days according to God. So yeah. Okay, so here's the episode. I'm not sure, I think this was like 2 weeks ago or a few weeks ago. And yeah, even just as she enters, she's already telling the future, predicting the future, which is, it's kind of predicting the past or the present, because Anele is already doing these things, but she's like, I see love. That's such a buzzword, like they all say that, like every single one. But as I said, with her, I believe she's also actually contacting spirits, but not dead people. Demons, yeah. She already starts with Anele, just to loosen up Anele a little bit, get her hyped up. See us, you're producing.
The studio has just shifted. Okay, Cindy Kruger.
This is so weird.
This is so weird. Cindy Kruger's in, and then she just
Look at her. Just look at her.
She walks in and
she looks at me. She says, "Anele, you, TV, lots of TV happening and romance." I'm like, hey.
Your dad is asking you for forgiveness. She wants to tell you she's sorry. She was working on something she shouldn't have unveiled. She definitely is validated.
Go. Is it Kajo?
Yebo.
Kajo, good
Anele,
morning.
how are you?
Hello, how are you? Do not waste any time. I'm handing you over. Cindy's the next person you're gonna hear from.
Hi,
Thank
Kajo.
you.
Your question. What's up?
I'm right. Finally, I'm in. Hi, Cindy. My question is, I just want to connect with my late father.
Okay,
He
hold
recent-
there. So Dad steps forward first thing asking you for forgiveness. Dad is saying to me that he wants to apologize for not always being there the way he should have for you. He says that you've got either a concern or a worry over surname connection. Are you wanting to change a surname?
No.
Okay, so are you worrying about the line of heritage to teaching family?
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's where the heritage surname, line of where the clan or where your people come from and how you're going to teach this, because there's so many unanswered questions. Dad says you're going on a spiritual journey. He is going to guide it for you and help you get the answers you receive. Go back to the community where Dad was born. There will be elders there that will be able to help you tie the dots together in helping you receive the clarity you need. Dad says that within this year, financially, you will uplift to rebuild or re-renovate a family home that's in desperate need. Dad asks for forgiveness and says he does enter your prayers, but what he is asking you to do is not overthink things. You love overthinking.
In general, you don't usually get this on like radio in SA and like a show like Anele's, and this person's being given a platform here to basically summon demons. There's two things that she could be doing. Either she's actually allowing spirits to speak through her, which I think so, because just by looking at her videos and watching some of her interviews and stuff, it's not like, I don't think she's a con woman, you know, like she's just lying, because that's the second one. She could just be lying. That's the other option. And it's like, yeah, I don't think she's just lying to people and deceiving them. I think she's being deceived by spirits.
In Ephesians chapter 6, in verse 12, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." And I think that, you know, to me now, I'm not sure where everybody else is going to go, but when I see stuff like this, it just enters the field of the demonic.
Yeah. So it's not, not saying it's a ghost of a dead loved one, but a demon or something.
Yeah, so you see what he says there is, he quotes Ephesians and he says, we're not at war with flesh, but with spirits. So you have to understand when people think like, oh no, it's just a person and, you know, it's either a bad person or a good person and she seems like a good person. It's like, yeah, it's not her who you're worried about or who you should be worried about. It's the spirits that are controlling her, using her to speak through. Because just as God uses us, Satan can as well. He uses people. That's how things get done, and that's how agendas get pushed.
What Paul said, and Bill used this in an earlier program, that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So you're either instantly in heaven or hell or you know, wherever. There's not that opportunity to be hanging around.
Well, exactly. Again, everything that God has done, you know, Satan will mimic or counterfeit. And like what you said, it's not the idea of lingering. So what's the enemy going to do? He's going to come in and cause confusion to make us think that we can communicate with the dead.
Well, why is there such an increased amount of interest in this? I mean, there's TV shows all over the place now. There's ghost hunters and things like that.
Yeah, and she's actually got her TV show. I was seeing on one of her interviews, she got a TV show on Fox, I think Fox Africa or something. It's very commercialized, so I can understand when people come with the angle that they're probably just conning people, you know, and just trying to make money and telling you whatever you want to hear. You know, they'll be like, this is hilarious. On the last show which I watched, which I listened to with her on, some woman called in and she's like, I'm picking up that you get hot and you sweat. And then the lady, you could see, she's like, she didn't want to agree, but she's like, she thought about it for a minute, she hesitated, she's like, in summer, yes. And then we just laughed, because I was like, wow, you know, geez, you know, flipping Nostradamus over here. How did she figured out someone gets hot and sweats in summer, wow, you know, this is a pure spiritual power that.
There's an increased interest. We talked off camera about the stars, how they seek out mediums and things like that. So,
yeah, man, this is really big in Hollywood. Like, don't be deceived. These stars who are claiming God this, God that. Will Smith with his recent performance at the BETs. It's don't be deceived by this. Even people who genuinely feel like they're Christian or following God, they can be deceived. So Ronald Reagan, for one, who's someone I'm a great fan of as a president, because of some of the values he brought in and his dedication to Christianity. He was known for seeing a medium, and like who would literally control his whole schedule. Like his wife found her, you know, typical. Men shouldn't follow the woman as a leader if they know they're being led off away from God. That's the first story of the Bible, Adam and Eve. But anyway, his wife found her, and then she was using it, and then he got into it, and then she apparently stopped him from being assassinated a few times. Well, you won't know because he didn't actually go on those trips or meetings just because she warned him, the spiritual medium. So yeah, and he was an avid Christian, like he was really dedicated to his faith, but obviously he was also an actor in Hollywood before he became president, so he was exposed to this stuff.
Why is that?
Well, I think that as we progress into the last days, and really, you know, since the time of Jesus, we've really kind of been in the last days. But I think that as we progress more and more, the Bible says that, you know, there will be a heightening of, you know, spiritual activity, of demonic activity. And so I think that's one of the things that we're seeing. And plus, if you look at it, you know, back in Jesus' day, it was there, but, you know, you look at all the technology that we have today. And I think that, you know, Satan is using this technology to really, you know, stir up people's minds, stir up people's souls, and put something in them that they're being drawn, you know, to these, you know, these mediums and these psychics.
And if
I mean, that's a good point because, as I said, I heard her on radio. So these people phoning in, they're not even there. They're not like looking for, like going to like some dodgy caravan park and then finding some trailer or caravan or trailer or traveling gypsy or tent and, you know, madam something and going in there with a crystal ball. No, they just driving to work or whatever, and then Anele is on and they're like, oh, okay, spiritual medium, let me call in. You know what I'm saying?
Rather than depending upon God for finances, we steal. Rather than waiting for God to justify us, we lie, we defend. And rather than people waiting to hear from God and to learn what God has to say, they'll go to somebody that will tickle their ears and make them feel better. And I believe there are times where the demonic is used here to speak a word into someone's life, and then the demonic makes it happen. It's not that they see the future, it's the demonic makes it happen in situations like that, and people believe it. You know, I've seen that in other cultures around the world, but there needs to be a point where we understand that God will speak to us if we spend that time to wait and hear from Him. He speaks through His Word, He speaks through other men and women of God, and He'll speak quietly to our spirits if we'll allow Him.
you know, I think
Yeah, okay, y'all gonna kill me. Oh no, here we go. How dare you, you know, this is my culture and this is not my culture, you know, well. How dare you diss my culture? And I'm not dissing anyone's culture. I'm not taking anything away from anyone's free will, because that's the point. God gave free will, so you can choose to believe what you want to believe, but this is my beliefs. He's got a point. African cultures and sangomas throwing bones or telling you this and this and that, and then it happens. Yeah, that's not ancestors. That's principalities, demons, spirits, not people who used to live on this earth. Okay? Alright? They're gone already. They're gone. They're resting.
You know, something will come in and fill that void. You know, thank God for us as Christians that, you know, we have a relationship with Jesus Christ, and that void is filled in our life. And I will hope to God, and I don't know of any Christians that, and there might be, that are going to psychics and medium. But you know, I just think that we have that void filled with the Holy Spirit and that relationship. And a lot of these people don't have, they got that void and they're looking to fill that void.
And I basically don't choose to be everyone's cup of tea, but I sure don't mind stirring the sugar in the tea, in the sense that whomever comes to me, I will graciously give them a read.
Let's talk about the other side of life. Take us through that, the process, the journey. How do you connect with the gods on the other side?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, she can correct me, but this interviewer seems like she's probably Christian and she understands, because as a journalist, obviously she has to be impartial and objective, but you can see in the way she's asking the questions, because she specifically says, tell me about how you connect with the gods. You see what I'm saying? She doesn't say with the people, so that's interesting, because it's like, why gods? I think, and also some of her other line of questioning made me think that, but anyway.
So for connecting generally with your loved ones, you go through a process of your sensories being raised, so you can connect with everything from, you can smell things, you can feel things, you can have a vision of things, you can hear things. So it's all your sensories that get raised. It's a lot of vision more than anything else. I believe there's definitely an afterlife, and I believe that our souls do go into a resting plane and then up into, my perception, heaven. The most amazing thing though is the peace that comes from that side. There is no peer pressure, there is no judgment, there's no anger. It's full of forgiveness. Once you do cross over onto the other side, I don't believe you're still in a human form. You're more in energy. And it's that energy that helps to connect still with me.
You know, the main question is, what do you believe? What do they believe? Like, what does Anele believe? Does she really believe in God, or does she believe in science, or does she not believe in anything and everything's possible? What does this Cindy Kruger believe? And that's the thing, this new age vibe that's the whole point. These days, everyone's like, I'll take a little bit of that, a little piece of this, a little piece of that, or the best parts, put it together, but not have to actually take the consequences which comes with it, because it's like every belief system will give you something, but it'll give you consequences. And Christianity has told you that, okay, you can worship God and God is good and there's heaven when you die, but also there's hell. So now she's saying, yeah, she believes that spirits just she believes in an afterlife and the ghosts and what. Well, if you believe in heaven, you can't say from my perspective. Heaven is not your perspective. You can't give your perspective on heaven, because heaven is something that's been described in the Bible, and it is how it is written in the Bible. There's no your perspective on it. It's not up for interpretation. It's just how it is. So that's the problem. People are trying to interpret the truth into their own, something that suits their own narrative, and that's an issue these days. So she's like, yeah, that's how my people go into the resting place. What resting place? There's no resting place. The resting place is heaven or hell. That's where you're gonna rest or be unrested for the rest of your life. Yeah, and how come she only speaks about, and then after that they go to heaven? What about hell? Because if she mentions that, then they'll be like, well, what if they're talking to you from hell? What if it's demons? So yeah, I guess, you can't believe someone if you don't know what they believe. And if they can't choose a specific belief system, then how do you follow what they're saying to you? So the people calling in that's the first thing they should be asking. It's like, what do you actually believe? And what do you believe in? You can't just be like, yo, I'm just willy-nilly here, I believe in spirits that roam around and all this. Yeah, anyway.
How important is believing in everything? I know when you believe, we all believe in stuff. People go to church and there's faith. We taught faith from a young age. How important is believing when coming for a reading?
For me, as a healer, a psychic, I'm not meant to be here to judge you or to have any form of assumption of you. If you believe in ritual work, or if you had to believe in Umuti, or if you believed only in church, or if you believed in Buddhism, I cannot hold that against you. That is not for me to be able to do. I am there to respect your belief system and help guide you through it.
So what you're saying now is, with you, religion, culture, and beliefs don't play a role. You just do a reading purely on a person.
Yeah, and it's also for you coming into the read, if you have a certain respectful culture or religion, I'm not going to hamper with that. Don't feel afraid that that's going to tarnish how you have your reading done. It doesn't.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, believe in whatever. Yeah, sure. Ritual work. Come on. So it doesn't matter if you're sacrificing babies to Satan. It's fine. Well, I guess, ritual work. Umuti. At least she pronounced that. Umuti. If you're Christian, if you're Buddhist, it's fine. Your money is good. Or as long as everyone's money is good. Yeah, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's just like, yeah. What I said. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to share my beliefs on that and just be like, be aware. I know we tend in this day and age, we watch Netflix and they have all kinds of agendas there and narratives, and we listen to music, and there's especially black music, and you have like the sexy reds and this, and it's like all kinds of agendas, and it's like, anyway, just trying to destroy each other. But be alert, you know, especially the Christians. If you're already Christian, if you're not Christian, look into it, get saved, you know. I know people are always questioning, and it's like, trust me, Jesus Christ is the way. Jesus Christ is the way. He's the truth. He's the light. And you wonder about all of this. There's women like this in the Bible. Pick a direction and values and systems that work with you, and then follow it. And don't be led astray in all kinds of directions. That's the thing. The Lord is an anchor, and when He anchors you down, no matter how many different directions they try to pull you in, you always have a foundation that grounds you there. So if people come and tell you, hey, men can be women, you'll be like, no, not according to my foundation. Hey, no, people can be this and that. No, not according to my foundation. Hey, the dead can talk to you from beyond the grave. No, not according to my foundation. You see, it gives you an anchor. And in this world, that's what they're trying to take away. They're trying to make you just fly. What's that line in that song? Like a plastic bag? Flying around like a plastic bag or something. Yeah, they make you just fly around aimlessly, and that's why people have lost direction and lost meaning and they're depressed and anxious, because they have nothing to ground themselves to. And if you're looking for something, it's the word of Jesus Christ, and it's in the Bible, and it's wisdom, and it's knowledge, and it's love, and it's power, and it's grace. Okay, thank you. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more. I'll be back.
Welcome to the Fred Show, welcome to the Fred Show, welcome to the Fred Show, welcome to the